There we go.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Let me. Yeah, that kind of screwed up work for me because
Yeah.
because it's my work computer.
Ugh.
So it screwed everything up today. It's been a mess.
Yeah, I when I got this MacBook Pro, it was refurbished and it didn't have a plug. So the plug I have now, I ordered off of Amazon. It's an off-brand Apple laptop plug-in. In that old apartment I was in, there was the one wall where if you plugged anything into that wall, it would overheat and it almost lit on fire.
That's
I still
that
have
does
the
not sound OSHA approved.
yeah, I still have the brick. I still use it. It's fine, but it got a little overheated and turned brown one day. I was like, "Oh my god, what is happening?"
There that reminds me, I think it was last week there was somebody at work that heated up like one of those not like a frozen pizza, but like a colder pizza and left it in the microwave for too long
Yeah.
and it burned. And my office is on the first floor. The break room's like at the opposite side of the building. The entire first floor smelled like something burning.
That's what
It
happened
was
to me. I went to the
it was
apartment and
hilarious.
I smelled something. I was like, "What is that?" I looked in and it was like almost glowing. Like it was like orange. I'm like, "Oh my god. What is happening?"
We're all gonna die.
Well, I pretty much got everything ready to go. I got all my tabs are open. We are streaming to YouTube. I think everything's good.
Yeah,
Um,
everything sounded good on my end.
okay, good. So no echo or
So,
anything.
nope. Let's see. I've got all the tabs open and I've
Sweet.
got the YouTube chat open, so I'm uh I'm all set whenever you're ready, my friend.
All right, let's do this. Here we go. In three, two, one. Greetings, programs, and we're back for another episode of the Nerd Cave Retro Show. My name is Jason Robbins.
And my name is Derek Diamond.
Apologize for us having to take last week off. Some stuff popped up at the last minute and couldn't reschedule for the rest of the week because my whole week was jam-packed. And so we had to just push it a week. But we're here. We're finally here. And it gave Derek a whole other week to finish Secret of Evermore, which he's going to be talking about tonight.
Yep, I actually beat it. I think it was Thursday or Friday night. I texted you guys and said that I'd beat it. So that it all kind of worked out,
Yeah.
in its own way. I feel like your week was one of those things where if it's like a small bag where if you just pushed one more thing in, it was just gonna just explode everywhere.
It was kind of like a straw of marbles. Like no more marbles were going in that straw from last week. And I found time to make people angry on Facebook too. So there you go.
Well, I mean, you can always find time for that. It's not that hard to do these days.
Yeah,
That's why I'm not on it much anymore.
Well, I'm right there with you. I think I'm gonna start making my exit from Facebook again, just because I posted something that I thought was pretty nonpartisan, and like maybe I don't know, but I don't want to get political here, but I'm just saying that like our media, what's going on in the
Sucks.
world right now, the media sucks, and we should be blaming the media for everything that's going on. And then I got ran over and called a libtard and like everything, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, I'm at the point now that like I don't really take what people say on Facebook that seriously. Like it's
Yeah.
because you're allowed to have your own opinion, but it's also like you have to me it's more about how you react to something as opposed to the actual thing itself and not like checking all the facts and thinking,
Yeah.
okay, well maybe this is kind of the angle that they're coming from.
I
But
mean, my
no,
post
no, it's
My post was a real Rorschach test, so it was almost like people read into it what they wanted to read into it. And you can go check it out. You can go look on my Facebook page; it's still up. I archived it for a couple of days so that it would calm down, but then I stuck it back up. But man, that was a real litmus test, is what that was.
Yeah, it's a heck of a world we live in right now. And
People are
that's
angry, and I don't
that's
want to be there anymore.
no, and it's you can't really have an honest debate with people anymore, or
No.
even like have a conversation because politics and religion, and I've said this to you and to our friends for years. It makes what seems like the most logical, rational people completely nuts. Like it is like, is this the real you? Like,
Yeah,
is the friend that I thought I had were they a character you were playing?
yeah. I
I
mean,
don't. It, it's really disheartening, to be perfectly honest, because
it,
I've seen it from both sides of the spectrum where I'm like, even if it's like not just me involved, where I'll be like, you guys were friends for
yeah.
decades, for years, and then it's y'all hate each other now.
I liked it better, back in when I was a kid when people didn't talk politics ever. Like you just watched the news told you what was going on, and then you just went about your day. Nobody talked politics back in the
Like
day.
people are wondering about, like their next political agenda, and I'm just over here like, what's going to happen with the Legend of Zelda movie? Is it going to suck? Because that'll be something I go off on if it
Yeah,
sucks.
exactly. I just, I mean, it's like I said in the post, like I try not to say too many things online that are controversial, but sometimes I have to say something because we're living in a world where, people I love that are close to me are having their rights taken away from them on a daily basis, and we got to do something about it. Like we can't just keep going down this road we're going, or we're going to be like, I don't know, back in the 1800s or something. Like, might as well go back to horse-drawn carriages.
I'm picturing like a Mad Max kind of dystopia.
Yeah, I want to be what's his name, the toe cutter, or what was his
Yeah.
name in Fury Road? Oh no, I want to be whoa, what's the guy with the hockey mask? Lord Humongous. That's who I'm gonna be
Yep.
in the in the Mad Max future.
I'll just be living on a mountain somewhere. Nobody will know where I am.
One of these days, if I hit the lottery, you'll know it because I'm just gonna disappear into the mountains and just that's it. That'll be the last you see of me.
Just saying, I highly recommend the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, I'll buy you a place up there too, so we can live next door to each other, and we'll just avoid
Well,
all of society.
and then we can do the show in person.
Yeah, and IR Monkey say, yeah, we didn't pick sides back in the day. We were just Americans. Thank you. We're all in the same boat. This is all one planet, people. Let's all try to live in harmony, please. Just try. Can we just try? Just for one day, can we all just get along for one 24-hour period and just see what it's like?
I would love for that to happen, but I don't see it anytime soon.
Was he? Joey Amish
Unfortunately.
said Lord Humongous was Sid Vicious. Sid Justice. Was that
What?
Is that who played that character? Let me
I
look
did not
this
know
up.
that.
I
All
have to
right.
look this up. Hold on. That
Well,
can't be right.
while you do that, I did want to say to everybody, thank you for the following for Wired for Sound, the movie I've been talking about the
Yeah.
past few months. We finally started filming this past, well, actually yesterday. If you're watching this live or listening to it the day it drops, I am exhausted because the shoot was outdoors, and we had from where we had like our indoor facilities and everything, we had a mile hike to the actual shooting location, having to carry a bunch of gear, and I ain't as in good of shape as I used to be. So I'm quite sore
Yeah.
from like head to toe. I'm hurting today.
Oh, Joey says in wrestling, not in the movie. Oh, so there was. I forgot Lord Humongous was in wrestling too.
I did too. I assumed that Sid Vicious had other characters, but I didn't know he was Lord Humongous.
Just walk away. We just want the gas. Just walk away. That's what we
I
should,
just
dude. Why don't next month let's commentary the Road Warrior.
that'll be the quietest commentary ever because we'll just be watching the
Watching
movie
it.
because it's one of the greatest movies ever made.
That's
in my
true.
opinion.
Yeah.
I still think we should give it a shot. Though.
I'm for it. But anything else before we go? We got a few news stories to get to this week. We ready to jump into it?
Sure.
Here we go. Some of this week's stories were provided to us by Mr. Armez Jackson and Carlos Longoria, a.k.a. I Am the Rampage. And if you have a news story you'd like us to cover, send them to nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. And don't forget, if you have any voice messages as well, you can go to voicecast.app/NCR or click the Leave Us a Message tab at nerdcaveretro.com. You don't have to leave your information or nothing. You just leave your voice message, and we'll play it on the show. This first one comes from Lego.com, and this is not really a story, but this is for this holiday season. Lego has a new Star Wars gingerbread AT-AT walker, which is only $59.99, which is crazy because usually these things are usually go for like $100. But this thing looks actually kind of awesome. It says a brilliant Star Wars gift idea for boys, girls, and fans aged 10 and up. This Christmas craft building set features an AT-AT with gingerbread house style decoration and a gingerbread Darth Vader Lego minifigure. Pose the legs of it, open the cockpit, and flip up the sides of the main compartment to reveal the cozy interior. There's a seat by the fireplace for Darth Vader, a table, drinking cup, cookie and candy cane elements, stockings hanging on the wall, a pile of gifts, and other festive accessories for creative play. I want one of these.
As soon as you said festive, I thought of the Seinfeld line, Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Now, if anything can kind of piggybacked off of our conversation earlier, if anything can unite this planet, it's a gingerbread AT-AT walker. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Even Darth Vader looks like a little gingerbread man. Instead of a lightsaber, he's got a candy cane.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that can make this better is if they come out with an edible gingerbread AT-AT walker.
I would have that.
we got a I think it was 2 Christmases ago, we got a gingerbread Hogwarts. And it was fun to put together, but I love me some gingerbread around the holiday season. So it tasted just as good.
Yeah, I'm for it. If they put out an actual gingerbread AT-AT, I would have that too.
I might have to get this because, like you said,
it's only
the gingerbread. Yeah, the Lego sets now are at least 100. Some of them are 2 to 250.
Yeah.
So for this being 60, I think that's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Oh, and I apologize if you guys hear a lawnmower right now. So I've been domesticated, so there are lawnmowers outside right now. So, and I hear it. So if I hear it, you probably hear it, and I apologize.
Could stick your head out the window and just do your Clint Eastwood impression.
Yeah. Get off my lawn.
Let's see. From PCMag.com, Nintendo's backward compatibility is ruining the Switch 2. On paper, the Nintendo Switch 2's backward compatibility is a welcome feature that lets you revisit Switch 1 games in 2 ways. One method, simply popping an old game into the new system, lets you play, but the title isn't guaranteed a performance boost. In fact, it may play worse. The second method, native Switch 2 editions of previously released games such as Civ 7, Fortnite, and Hogwarts Legacy that bring titles designed for the original, underpowered system up to par with their versions on other platforms. However, there aren't many of those. Although I didn't expect Nintendo to sunset the Switch 1 anytime soon, I did expect more titles to leverage the Nintendo Switch 2's power. But after IGN Live, Summer Game Fest, 2 Nintendo Directs, and Gamescom, a surprising trend has emerged. A notable lack of cross-platform titles optimized for the Switch 2. You know what it sounds like to me, my friend? 2 words. Money grab.
Yeah. You know, I hope the Switch 2 is not a drop off the cliff failure at this point, because you don't really hear too much about it. But man, I don't know if Nintendo's putting too much into it these days. I just don't know.
My thing is, if you're going to make it backwards compatible, like go all in with
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Like don't have the original Switch games underperform because it's on a more powerful console. Like you either go all in with it or just say we're going to make Switch 2 editions of like our bigger Switch titles and you have to rebuy it. It's just that simple.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw in the notes here, I added 2 more stories here that were in the email today. Okay, I just didn't know if you saw those. So I'll move on.
I did just now.
Okay. Let's see. This next one is from NintendoLife.com. And you had posted this in our little group chat the other day that Virtual Boy is being added to Nintendo Switch Online, and my comment was, "No thanks. I don't really want to get back into migraine headaches anymore. I'm good. Don't need them."
So I'll handle the Virtual Boy reviews from here on out on the show.
It will launch on the 17th of February, 2026. And here's a peek at some of the games: Mario's Tennis, Galactic Pinball, Teleroboxer, I guess that's how you say it, Wario Land, Red Alarm, Jack Brothers, Vertical Force, Mario Clash, Golf, Virtual Bowling, Innsmouth no Yakata, Space Invaders Virtual Collection, V Tetris, 3D Tetris, and it had a worldwide library of just 22 games. And so the 14 above represent over 60% of the Virtual Boy catalog. And it is the accessory is available for pre-order right now for $99.99. Let's see, there's a much cheaper cardboard variant for $24.99. Both are compatible with Switch 1 and Switch 2. I have no desire at all to play Virtual Boy.
To be perfectly honest, I don't either. But I kind of laughed whenever. So what happened was in our group chat, they also announced the title for the next Mario Brothers movie. It's going to be called the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And you had mentioned you were excited about it. And then right after that, I saw this announcement, and I'm like, let me mess with them for just a little bit. Like, no, the Mario movie is cool and all, but Virtual Boy is where it's at. But
IR Monkey
I don't know.
No Water World failed.
Just the word Water World just makes the old spine tingle a little bit.
Yeah. Not for me. No thanks.
I'm curious about it because I never played the Virtual Boy. But if somebody wants to, I don't know, loan me the money to get said Virtual Boy, I wouldn't turn it down. But if I were to get it, I would get the cardboard variant just to give it a shot. But
I played one in Toys R Us back in the day, and I remember after playing it for like 10 minutes, my eye, like I had trouble focusing my eyes afterwards. So now that I'm 30 something years later, I can only imagine what my eyes will be like now. I can barely see the TV now. So much less like putting 2 little, bright red screens right in front of my eyes. That's not going to be good. I'll be like those Kramer memes that you see. Like, Kramer,
with the
what's
red
going on
room.
in there?
It's the Virtual Boy, Jerry.
He's drinking the orange juice. He's like, it's not milk. I thought this was milk.
I need to do a rewatch of that show one day.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. So also from NintendoLife.com, Sunsoft has a major announcement to share next week.
which is actually when this came out. This is coming out tomorrow. Is when
Okay,
the
so it'll come out
announcement is.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see it here. The Japanese video company Sunsoft, known for releases like Blaster Master, Euphoria, and Trip World, is teasing something big. In a brief post on social media, it revealed plans to share some important news. There will be a major announcement taking place on September 16th, 2025. The image attached is simply the date and local time of the event. So, kind of curious.
Yeah. I mean, Sunsoft is a great publisher. And
Mm-hmm.
they did really well. I don't know if I think it was them that did the Blaster Master remakes the last few years. I played I played some of two, but I played the original Blaster Master remake on the Switch 1, and it's excellent. If you've ever wanted to play Blaster Master, that's the one to get. But Sunsoft, they did the Batman game for the NES. They did unfortunately, I think they also did Fester's Quest, so they do have quite a ding right there. But hopefully, it's not Fester's Quest revisited. If it
What if it
is,
is?
oh, dude. If it is, you will hear me crying tomorrow because I'm gonna have to play it if that happens, which I don't want to do that.
Let me throw a hypothetical your way. What if it is a Fester's Quest remake, and what if it's actually good?
Well, I have heard that the European version, the PAL version of Fester's Quest, actually works and it's playable because they didn't, because the American version with the weapons that you have won't go through the walls, so you're constantly missing where you're supposed to shoot. So I've heard that the PAL version is playable. Maybe I'll play it one of these days. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. Chances are it's probably not Fester's Quest remake, but
He said,
strange,
Joey
stranger
says
things have
maybe it's
happened.
a VR Booger Man. I would play Booger
Oh,
Man VR.
I would play the heck out of that. That'd be fun.
I'm not sure. IR Monkey in the chat room says, isn't it a Forces VR experience through the unlocked Switch or a docked through the Virtual Boy? No, it is. I think you dock the Switch and you hook the Virtual Boy up to it, I believe, because it comes with the Virtual Boy peripheral now, and
Right.
I think you just dock the Switch and then play it through the headset. I wonder if it has the stand that it came with, or do you like actually have a strap around your head now?
I want to say it still comes with the stand from
Ugh,
what I saw in the video.
that sucks. that
You got to
ugh.
do the authentic remake.
No, man. Just leave it where it is. It was fine in the 90s. Just leave it there. We were good. No. Now for something I'm excited about. And then from NintendoLife.com, Puzzle Quest Immortal Edition brings Match 3 RPG fun to the Switch this month. The definitive version of the Match 3 RPG Classic features brand new content and all previous adventures, and it's arriving on the 18th of September. It will be available across multiple platforms, including the Nintendo Switch, and exclusive to the Puzzle Quest Immortal Edition, 4K artwork on supported platforms, a brand new character class, 40 plus new items to help players on their adventures, 3 previously released expansions, including adding new quests. And as for the price, Puzzle Quest Immortal Edition will be $14.99, or I think $14.99 American, $14.99 I think pound, and $11.99 euro. Is that correct?
I think so.
And it looks great. I love Puzzle Quest, so I am getting this when it comes out. What, Thursday it comes out?
Yep,
Today's
this
15th?
Thursday.
Yep. So if you've never played Puzzle Quest, holy crap, that is a fun match 3 RPG sort of. Have you ever played it, Derek?
I have not.
Oh, it's so good. It's the it's the addiction of a match 3 game, but you also get to go through, like, build up your character's RPG style and do like different moves and like all this, like, collect cards, and like it's just the ultimate, like, just time waster, and it will suck all of your time away. I'm telling you, you'll love it. Just try it.
And I mean, for $15, that's really not bad at all.
Not bad at all. That is so cheap for the thousands of hours of fun you're going to have with this game.
Yeah, I'll definitely add it to my list. Joey says in the chat, I want a VR MetaQuest version of GTA.
It's
And
coming one of these
I
days.
I agree. Said, dude, that would take 40 years to release. We'll be dead by the time that comes out.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think
And
this is the
our
last one.
last news story, I'll go ahead and say it. I'm going to get one of these.
I figured that's why I put it for you to read.
Lego from Polygon.com. Lego taps into 90s nostalgia with Sega Genesis controller. The Lego company has unveiled its new gaming set, partnering with Sega on the 260-piece Sega Genesis controller set. This new piece of Lego decor is tapping into your childhood nostalgia. It'll be displayable in 2 ways. The front will look like a Legoized controller, while the opposite side will showcase the Green Hill Zone level from Sonic the Hedgehog. It'll include regional stickers to decorate the controller, though what those are isn't immediately clear. It could be in reference to the branding front and center on the controller. The Sega Genesis is known as the Mega Drive outside of North America. That's a cool little detail. I like that a lot. It'll be priced at $19.99, though it's not yet available and is described as a gift with purchase item. Details are unknown at the time of writing as to how prospective customers could acquire the gift, as clicking on the offers button, blah, blah, blah. Polygon has reached out to the Lego company for details and will update the story accordingly. It says here the controller set will be available September 8th, which has been about a week ago,
Yeah.
and will be free with a purchase of at least $130. I can find a Lego set that I want for $130 to get this.
Yeah, you could get 2 gingerbread AT-ATs and 1 Genesis controller, and send one of the gingerbreads to me. That's what you could do.
You read my mind.
We could split some Patreon money and get that for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm for it.
But the design looks really cool. You know, it has Sonic in his little blue ball form.
Yeah.
He's going on the loop, the famous Green Hill Zone loop. Yeah, this would be an awesome display item.
It looks really cool. I'm into this. And for only $20, if you purchase something $130 or more, that's not bad at all.
No, not at all. I wish Nintendo would do something like this. Like, I know they did their sets, but they're way too expensive.
Yeah. Well, I think we're running a little bit late, so we're going to push this month of video game history to next week because I want to give Derek as much time as possible to talk about Secret of Evermore. So, but before we do that, Derek, would you like to do our Patreon shout-outs?
As always, we like to shout out our awesome patrons at patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. We want to shout out Brady Sherwood, Michael Patrick, Riley, Romualdo Marquez, the official NCR fact checker and dungeon master, Mr. Wally Phelps, Nick W., Eld the Zombie, Yup Fed, a.k.a. Knife, James, a.k.a. at Jimbo Jr. on our Discord, Raven, Danny House, Daniel Salmon, a.k.a. Bethany Fox, our amazing Discord community manager, Mr. B-Rez Coffee himself, Mike Eveland, the fact checker to the fact checker, Tyler the Wordsmith Watson.
Wasn't it Tyler's birthday not too long ago, too?
It was, yeah. I think it was last week.
Last week, I think.
I believe. So, yeah, happy belated
birthday.
birthday, sir.
Yeah.
For sure. Axblade07, the official NCR beat writer, Mr. Armez Jackson, Carlos Longoria, better known as I Am the Rampage. Staff Sergeant Sketch, Gus and Penny, Matthew Salmon, Joey the American Salad, the Dream Chaser, violinist, pianist, and overall enjoyer of music,
You forgot
Image.
Potato, aka the Potato.
Potato. I got to find a more creative way to work that one in.
So dumb.
I
I've
love it though.
never gotten any kind of like any message or voicemail or anything calling me anything weird. Joey gets it every day. It's crazy.
It's almost like somebody is like fished his number out
Yeah.
to all these spammers. I can't take the credit for it because I would admit it if I did it, but that's my theory anyway. And last but not least,
Mama Diamond.
Donna Diamond, thank you all so much for your continued contributions and keeping the lights on for us here at the Nerd Cave Retro Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you get your own custom RSS feed for whatever app you use to listen to your podcast with zero, count 'em, zero ads. If you want to hear this conversation completely uninterrupted, it just costs you as little as $1 a month, and it gets you early access to our bonus episodes, which we recently completed the Nerd Cave Retro Quest Dungeons and Dragons campaign. We did top 5 '80s movies for August, and I believe this weekend we will be recording the next bonus episode, which will be top 5 wrestling matches. Now, these are not necessarily what we think are the best, but our personal favorites, right?
Yeah, yeah. Whatever our top 5 wrestling matches are, and it'll be me, you, Mr. Joey Image, and of course the fact checker himself, Mr. Wally Phelps. We're all going to be talking about our top 5 favorite wrestling matches.
Speaking of wrestling, Joey says, I should have joined you guys tonight just so I could sit shirtless and not say anything and not be acknowledged at all. That would be great.
I'm for it.
But yeah,
We'll just put
if
him
you
up
wanna-
in the corner, like put a
Yeah.
little box up in the corner.
if we had a producer, I would say just have him like flash up for like a frame
Yeah,
at just random points of the podcast where people would be like, wait, what happened?
yeah.
What was that? But yeah, if you want to be a part of our awesome Patreon community, just head over to patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. And for new patrons, be sure to send us your social media information so we can give you a proper shout out.
And tonight we're going to be revisiting. Sorry, that was as loud as I could get the music. I couldn't boost it up anymore.
It almost sounds like boss music,
Yeah, it does.
even though it's the intro theme.
Sounds like an 8. It almost sounds like that music that would be in something like Predator or something.
Yeah. By the way, have you seen the meme going around of the pit bull that's covered in mud? And then someone photoshopped him next to Arnold from the Predator when he covers himself in mud to
Oh, I
camouflage
have
himself.
seen that. That was good.
It makes me laugh every time. But tonight, I'm going to be revisiting a game that I reviewed, actually, funny enough, several years ago on the show. Oh, hey, kitty.
Cover this little dude in mud right here.
The Predator will be toast if that happens.
Yeah. What's up, kitty?
So the game I'm going to be revisiting is Secret of Evermore, which, if I can go back to my notes here, is an action role-playing game developed and published by Square for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and was released in North America on October 17th, 1995. The funny thing is, when you think of RPGs, you think of Japan first because they usually come out months in advance at that time before we would get them here in the States. This game was never released in Japan. This was actually made
I think we
in-house.
talked about this. Didn't we? I think we talked about this last time, and I remember you saying something about it, and that's really strange because you would
Yeah,
think
it was
this game would have been first in Japan and then came here because that's usually how it worked.
well, and when you turn this game on and you start playing it, it has a very Americanized feel to it. Because like when you think of RPGs, you think of almost like a Lord of the Rings or like a fantasy type of environment where you're in like medieval times, you have your castles, your knights, your princesses, situations like that. This is a boy and his dog plucked out of what I assume is America in the 90s and is taken to an alternate world. And from the very get go, it feels like an Americanized game because basically what happens at the start of the game is that, well, the story of Secret of Evermore follows a boy and his shape shifting pet dog as they are inadvertently transported to the fantasy world of Evermore. The player guides both characters through Evermore, a world composed of separate realms, each resembling a different period of real world history. There's Prehistoria, which is prehistoric times, Antiqua, which is kind of your French Renaissance kind of period, Gothica, which is the Middle Ages, and Omnitopia, which is basically a futuristic world. The cool thing about this game is that, as I mentioned, the dog changes its shape from whatever environment you're in. So whenever you're in Prehistoria, he becomes almost like a bear cub in a
Yeah.
way. Like he's big, bulky. When you're in Antiqua, he looks like a greyhound. When you're in Gothica, he turns into a poodle. And Omnitopia, which is my personal favorite, he looks like a toaster with a dog head. And he's floating in the air and he shoots lasers out of his eyes
That's cool.
and is like way overpowered. Like I think I was in like the mid 20s as far as like the character level goes. And I felt pretty good about myself, but then whenever I got to Omnitopia and I see the dog attack somebody and it deals like 300 worth of damage, I'm like, well, I didn't really do much of anything in this game.
I really love the way this game looks. Like this game just has that super. You look at it and you know it's a Super Nintendo RPG. Like it just has that look to it.
It does, and those games really have a timeless feel. And you look at the modern RPG indie games that you find on the Switch, they look a lot like Secret of Evermore, like Secret of Mana, Earthbound. There's a reason that one of the reasons why those games are held in high regard. They age really, really well. But I put in my notes here that this game shamelessly takes a lot from Secret of Mana, but in a good way. The combat system is the same in the sense that you've got your weapon and you can get different types of weapons throughout the game, whether they're swords, axes, spears. You get a bazooka later on in the game, which is awesome. And you get to level those up, and you also get like upgraded versions like you would in Secret of Mana. It has what I call the ring style system, where when you pause the game, you see this ring pop up, and you say like you'll have a ring listed of all your weapons that you can choose from. So you just kind of rotate the ring over to which one you want. You get magic that you learn. It's called alchemy in this game, where you have to have different ingredients to use different types of spells, whether they're attack spells, healing, defensive types spells. So that kind of adds a nice little bit of a collective, not a collectathon, so to speak, but just enough to kind of collect and keep things interesting. But those are really the alchemy spells are really kind of the highlight of the game because they're a bit of a challenge
Yeah,
to
I was going
to
to
level
ask
up.
you about that. So when you get, because I'm trying to read about the magic system here, and you says you have to be given an alchemic formula. and then
Correct.
you use ingredients such as wax, limestone, clay, ash, and all that kind of stuff. So once you get an alchemic formula, do you get to keep that and still make stuff throughout the game, or is it kind of like a one-time deal?
Oh, it's you keep it throughout the
Okay.
whole game. And the only thing that's kind of a drawback about it is you can only have a certain number of spells equipped.
Hmm.
But whenever you visit like merchants or mages, wizards that can give you these spells, you can also buy ingredients from them, and you can also equip and unequip different spells. So there's one called Levitate, where you have to use it to lift this giant rock from a so you could go through a hidden passage.
Yeah.
You can unequip it until towards the end of the game because that's the only time you're going to use it.
Okay.
But yeah, so you learn a formula and you have to keep collecting ingredients in order to use said spells. But that's one of the cool things about the dog too, is whenever you're not fighting, the dog's just kind of walking around sniffing. And if it stops in a certain spot and its tail starts wagging, you walk over and you hit the B button and you'll like find, roots, or if you're next to the water, you'll get water, things like that. So you don't have to just buy them. You can find them out in the wild too.
But it's not one of those games where you have like bag management where you can only have so many things. Like, will you run out of space in your bag and have to you either use stuff or sell things or drop stuff?
No,
Okay.
nope. That
Because
made me happy.
that's kind of a thing about modern RPGs or RPG like games is bag management. And I hate playing bag management in my games. I just hate it. I don't like it. Even World of Warcraft used to do that. Like you would just run out of space, have to get bigger bags, and then you get bigger bags, you still run out of space. Then you got to use a bank, keep all your stuff in a bank, and then you start running out of space in the bank. And it's like, and you have to start selling stuff or whatever, drop things. And I don't have time for that. I just want an infinite bag of infinite holding is what I need in an RPG.
Yeah, and the cool thing is about these spells is that they don't take a ton of ingredients. So you might use like 1 part wax and 2 parts limestone. So there, and you can find a lot and you can buy a lot. So you get to use these spells a lot in
Yeah.
the game, and plus you can level them up. And Secret of Mana kind of did the same thing. Whenever you would find the elemental spirits, you could level up their attacks or their defense moves and things like that.
You know what would be fun that just hit me? What was one of the most fun parts of like Legend of Zelda, the last two games, Breath of the Wild and what was the last
Tears of
one?
the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. One of the most fun things to me was cooking when you would just
Oh,
kind of
100%.
figure out recipes and things. Now, what if you had a game like this where you just got random ingredients and you cooked them and did some alchemy, and then you just sort of stumbled across different magic potions and stuff?
I feel like if this game were made today, that might be an element to it.
That would be really fun. Like just an infinite amount of like different kind of spells you could do just by putting different things together.
And you could have some that it might seem like a powerful spell, but you try it and it does absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Like whenever you cook in those Zelda games you mentioned, sometimes the recipe doesn't turn out great.
Yeah.
And then you get your apple pie.
Yeah.
And then you even look at it and you're like, man, now I want some apple
Yeah.
pie. Because it looked that good.
Because that was honestly one of the most fun parts of that game to me was cooking.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I would waste so much time just going out finding ingredients and then be like, where's a cast iron skillet that I can
Yeah.
make this stuff in?
And I have 5 golden apples. I wonder what I can make with these.
Throw some butter in there. Oh, it'd be so good.
Yeah, Iron Monkey's right. Nintendo would sue them for infringement. Probably, but I think that's a different enough idea that they wouldn't sue them for that.
You can never tell with Nintendo
Yeah.
if we're being honest. But kind of getting back to Secret of Evermore, as far as the story goes, as I mentioned at the beginning of the review, it is very Americanized because it starts with your protagonist walking out of a movie theater seeing a bad sci-fi movie. I think it's called like The Secret of Vex or like some bad B movie that you'd see on the Sci-Fi Channel at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And he constantly, once different situations come up, it'll be like, oh, well, this is like what happened to so and so in this movie, and they all sound like cheesy sci-fi movies. So that I thought was kind of funny, just because like I grew up in that time and I could remember the bad, really bad quality movies. So it does get a little old, but it didn't really bother me. One of the flaws in the story, though, there's not a whole lot of character development. So like your goal is to get back to like your normal reality. So the protagonist is from a town called Podunk, which I find hilarious. Um, that's your goal,
That's where
and
I'm
that you
from.
yeah yeah uh it- yeah, this whole area should be renamed to Podunk.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's not a whole lot of character development. Like there's no like giant lesson that the hero learns, or like there's some kind of flaw that he has to overcome. It's literally he stumbles into an old mansion, gets caught up in a teleporter, and he has to find his way back home. And that's really about it. So if you're looking for something that's heavy on story, Secret of Evermore is not going to be where you get it. But there's enough, and let me explain why I wanted to revisit this game. So I reviewed it, funny enough, on episode 26 of this show. It was back in February of 2017. And at the time, I hadn't finished it. I've made it to a certain point whenever I played it growing up, and even when I reviewed it the first time. So my review was kind of based off of that. And I've been on an RPG kick and was like, you know what? I've never beat Secret of Evermore. So why don't I go back, give it a real shot, complete it, and then talk about it on the show? Because if I remember correctly, I wasn't as kind to it as I have been in this conversation.
Yeah.
Because once you go through it from start to finish, it's a pretty underrated little gem, between the combat system, even though it is flawed, but I think it's more of glitches than anything. Because sometimes you'll attack an enemy head on and it doesn't register a hit, which can be kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the music's good. It's got, again, it's still got that kind of Americanized feel to it. It's even got like it really fits the mood or the environment that you're in. So it's like when you're in Prehistoria, you'll hear kind of this ambient noise of roaring in the background, or just like wind and like bongo drums. With like the Middle Ages stage Gothica, it has a very kind of proper yet mysterious kind of feel to it. So the soundtrack's actually pretty good. I listened to it from start to finish. I think it was last week, just to really kind of get a feel for the music, even though I knew what it was like in the game.
Yeah.
The final boss, so it is one of the most brutal boss fights
Really?
I have ever played in a video game. So the villain of this game turns out to be this mechanical butler named Carltron, that was built by the professor who invented said teleporter, because he wanted to create a world where he could use his imagination to make things become a reality. And there are a few other characters from Podunk that have prominent roles in each area of Evermore. So like the professor's granddaughter loved dinosaurs and the prehistoric era. So her portion of Evermore is going to reflect that. And same thing goes for the other characters. Carltron was a mechanical butler who was designed to do just that. But somehow he became self-aware and decided to overtake Evermore. And the final boss fight, there's several different phases. So you're in this big empty room, and in the back of it are these giant fans and speakers. You have to destroy all of them and then activate the switches that are behind them. Then these giant monitors pop up, and you remember in the Matrix Reloaded when Neo visits the architect and all those TVs are
Yeah.
around? It's basically like that.
All right.
And then these holographic, though they turn out to not be holographic, raptors appear. And once you kill them, they turn into dust. And then this little robot comes in to clean up the mess. If you don't kill the robot, the raptors regenerate.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Let me guess, you found that out the hard way.
Oh, yes, sir, I did. I will say I'm very thankful for being able to like auto save. And
Yeah.
because in this game, you can only save your progress if you ask somebody that has the ability to do that. But I played this through other means, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I had to restart. No lie, over 10 times.
Wow.
Because then once you defeat the dust robot after you beat the raptors, this little robotic spider comes up, and it looks innocent enough, but it can kill you in like 2 hits. So then these other robots pop up, and I can't remember what they're called, but they move really, really fast. Then you have to kill them, then kill the other dust robot that comes out. If you don't do that, guess what happens? They respawn. Then Carltron shows up, basically riding what's like a giant bazooka looking thing. And not only does he shoot these giant missiles at you, but there are explosions constantly popping off beside him. So you can't get behind him to do any sneak attacks. And yeah, he had a ton of HP, and eventually I did finally beat him, but it was rigorous, but it was worth it in my
So
opinion.
your suggestion is if somebody's going to play this, play it in a way where you can have save states.
Yes. Yeah, cuz I ain't got the time to play it old school style. But the ending was like I was satisfied with it. I mean, it's nothing really eventful. You know what it reminds me of? If this were a movie, it would be one of those like 80 to 90-minute cult classics.
Yeah.
Whereas like things kind of move at a pretty quick pace. It's got a satisfying enough ending, and it might be one that you pull up every couple of years and check out. And that may be what I do with this game. I will say I wouldn't put it in the Earthbound or Secret of Mana tier, but I'd put it in a tier below it. I actually a lot of people did not like this game from reviews that I watched on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, there were
Well, the
quite a few people that did not like this game.
critic score were pretty good on this game. But I don't know. Is it just because it doesn't hold up? People reviewing it now are not reviewing it as well.
It was more of a kind of like a gameplay style that they didn't like, which I
What kind of gameplay was it? Is it like a traditional RPG with
it's not turn-based.
turn-based?
So
Yeah.
it's basically you're you're through the map, you'll have enemies that come and attack you, and you just attack them with a
Yeah.
weapon or a spell, and then once they're dead, they're dead.
Okay.
You don't go to like a battle screen or anything,
Okay,
which
okay.
I personally like the Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore style of battle. That's my one drawback with Earthbound is that one, it's turn-based and it's very primitive. But this game I actually ended up, quite liking. Yeah, it says here that Scary Larry, love that name, of GamePro, found the spell animations weak compared to those of other Square games and said the bosses are large but strangely unimpressive. I mean, yeah, but like the spell animations, like that to me is just kind of a nitpicky kind
Yeah.
of thing. Like that didn't really bother me. Some of the review scores, Electronic Gaming Monthly gave it a 33.5 out of 40. EP Daily, 8 out of 10. GamePro, 3.625. That is oddly specific.
Yeah.
Out of 5. Nintendo Life gave it 8 out of 10 stars. So I will say, is it a great RPG? I wouldn't go that far, but I would say it's a good, solid RPG. If you like that style of game and you're looking for something that maybe you missed out on, or you kind of want to recapture that nostalgia, I think Secret of Evermore is worth a revisit,
About how
which
many
is why I revisited
hours?
it.
About how many hours did it take you to beat it from start to finish?
Mm, that's a good question. I should have kept count, but I did not. I don't know. I couldn't even venture a guess.
I was just wondering, like, if somebody was going to pop this in, and could they beat it in like a couple of 3 hour sessions, or is it
No, no, it's longer than that
okay?
because you have four different areas you have to go through, and then towards the end of the game you have to revisit all of
Mm.
them for specific purposes. It's not like Super Ghouls and Ghosts where you have to go through the whole thing again. You just go back to get certain items you need to build a spaceship.
Don't trigger my PTSD of ghosts and goblins, ghouls and ghosts, whatever his name is, whatever it
Yeah,
goes by. They're all the same.
yeah. So I'm gonna give this game. I'll give it a solid 6.5.
That's good.
Yeah, like I wouldn't call it great, but it's worth going back and playing. And I'm glad I did because now that I've played it from start to finish, I feel like I have a much bigger appreciation for it.
Yeah. And as far as the Super Nintendo was always had some great RPGs, and I would really like to go back and start playing some myself because I didn't really get to play too many. I played a little bit of Chrono Trigger, but I didn't really get into the RPGs back then, and might be something I'd like to do.
Yeah, because I know you normally have a couple of weeks off for
Christmas,
Christmas, so
yeah.
that'd be the perfect time to go back and revisit a couple of these.
And I just set my Super Nintendo up in the bedroom so I can lay in bed on my side and play Super
Ooh.
Nintendo while I'm just laying there being lazy. So that might be a Christmas thing.
Don't forget your Mountain Dew Code Red.
Yeah, and some Doritos. Hey, and let
Mm.
me ask you something. I had a conversation with the lady at Walmart the other day because I've been getting the great value nacho cheese potato chips because they taste like the old school Doritos. I don't like regular Doritos now. They taste like they just taste like Cheeto cheese.
I don't think I've ever had the Great Value chips.
Try them out. They taste like old school, like 1980s Doritos to me.
Well, you've piqued my interest for sure.
Yeah. Like, actually,
Yeah.
yeah, you brought up. Iron Monkey said they just did Final Fantasy NES on their show, FF2 coming this winter. I did start playing Final Fantasy for the Super Nintendo, but I got stuck on one part. Like an hour or two into the game, I got stuck and I couldn't get where I didn't know what to do. So I think maybe I just need to restart it and go back and redo it again. Because I like Final Fantasy VII. I liked it. I don't know too much about the Final Fantasy franchise. We did have Mark Simmons on the show here when Derek was on vacation one time, and he did like a whole whiteboard try to explain Final Fantasy thing going on, and then
He was the always sunny gift.
yeah, exactly. So I know there's a lot going on with Final Fantasy, but I would like to go back and play Final Fantasy for the Super Nintendo because I like what I played. I just got to a point where I just got stuck. I didn't know what else to do.
And I do plan to go back and revisit a couple of the RPGs that I reviewed early on in this show, just because, a lot of time has gone by, and from a vanity standpoint, I feel like I could give a much better review and a much better discussion about it now than when I did originally. So It'll be a bit before I revisit another one, but more will be coming down the pipeline.
I might do some revisits here too in the next year or so, because we're creeping up on 500 episodes. It would be nice to go back and replay some stuff that we played in the past. I don't know what I want to do.
And then we can continue to ignore the fact that like the Xbox 360 will become retro
Yeah.
sooner than later.
But I do have some, I had some suggestions. The Nick W wanted me to do James Bond Nightfire. This Justin Nispel wanted me to do The Suffering for the PS2. Nick Opaleski wanted me to do Legends of Wrestling. And I thought about doing that, and I was going to order it on Amazon, but it's kind of expensive right now. So I'm going to wait and see if it drops in price a little bit before I buy one. So I'm going to do that eventually, but I am going to do that one that was suggested by Tyler, our fact checker to the fact checker, and I'm going to be doing, what's it called? Splatterhouse. I'm going to try not to butcher this. Wampaku Graffiti for the NES/Famicom. And I've never played it. I procured a copy the other day, and still haven't even popped it in to play it yet, but we'll see what happens by next week. I've never played it, and I didn't even know there was a Splatterhouse for the NES, but we're going to see what it's like. I'm very interested.
Procured is such an underused word.
Oh, I love
like
the word
that you
procured.
Said it. Procured. Sounds proper.
But I think that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. Anything else you wanted to say about Secret of Evermore before we walk out the door?
No, I think I said really all that I wanted to. It's a good game. I'm glad I went back and revisited it.
Yeah. Well, what's going on your neck of the woods?
Yes, so I mentioned earlier we started shooting Wired for Sound this past Sunday. Our GoFundMe is still going because we still have 3 more shooting days left. 2 of them will be not this coming weekend, but the following one. And then a 4th day will be in early October.
Nice.
So, you can go to facebook.com/wiredforsoundmovie. I posted a couple of behind-the-scenes pictures. More will be posted throughout the week. And, you can check out our GoFundMe.
Nice. And go check out the Open Micers podcast, where last week we had a game show because our guest bailed on us and we played a little game show, but I'm not going to say what the game show was called. But I did talk about meeting my neighbor Tire Man, and Jacob gassed a Vietnam vet in the Dollar General. So please go check out that episode. Definitely not safe for work, so be warned.
Wear noise canceling headphones with open micers.
But I think that's it, Derek. Is that everything before we walk out the door here?
I think that's it. Thank you to everyone watching. We've got a huge chat room.
I know. It's
today
been going off. I love the chat room lately. I love it when Joey can make it, because usually he's got his own show going on Monday nights, which, he needs to tell them guys to knock it off and go to a different night so he can be here with us on Mondays.
Tuesday sounds like a great day.
Yeah,
for him to do his podcast.
Mr. Image, you tell them guys. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here, and let me play our music here. If you want to leave us a message, leave us an email at nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. Leave us a voice message at voicecast.app/NCR. And you don't have to sign up for anything. You just leave the message. That's all you got to do. Or you can go to nerdcaveretro.com, and there's a little button there that says leave us a message. That'll take you there. And nerdcaveretro.com, that's our link tree. It takes you everywhere you need to go. All the socials, all the ways to give us money, like the Patreon, and of course the merch shop, which is at ncrmerch.com. We have all kind of designs for t-shirts, hats, magnets, bags, mugs, whatever your nerdy heart desires. And we've been selling a bunch of the Bartertown shirts lately, so go check that out and see if you want to get one of those too. If you can't do that, I understand times are tough. Leave us a review and or a 5-star rating on all podcasting platforms. Derek, please tell them what it's all about.
May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.
Yes. Play. There you go.
Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
You blew it!
It wouldn't play. I kept hitting the play button. It wouldn't play.
Should have left it at play.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Tire Man, a pick and flick adventure. Joey says.
Coming soon to the Open Micers Network.
Maybe we should go back and revisit Booger Man one of these days.
I'm all for it.
I'm for it.
May the way of Jay's tire lead to his neighbor.
Yeah, if you want to hear that story, go listen to Open Micers, because I've been meeting my neighbors lately, and that neighbor's name is Tire Man. So he deals in tires. That's what he does.
I was going to say, does he deal in tires by day and fight auto crimes by night?
Probably. But man, I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the show. Tell your friends. We love all